The Northwood game, and that was a fine Northwood club, an outstanding skating club. I don't think Massena is going to face too many teams in the NAC that can skate better than the Northwood club did. And I know the coaching staff, they were pleased with the win. They got some excellent goaltending by Javier Goretti, and I think really they were pleased by their young defense. Made a few mistakes, but overall really pleased. And, you know, there's an old cliche, and it's been around a long time. In fact, I think the guy from the Boston Patriots, Paul Revere, coined the cliche. It takes a good team does whatever, needs to do whatever just to win the ball game. Good teams, they find a way to win, and the Raiders found that on Saturday. They were down a goal with 58 seconds, 59 seconds. They were able to tie it up, and then the big win in overtime. So the coaching staff very pleased with that win.
Right now, Potsdam's starting lineup being introduced. The Sandstoners will go with Kerry Blanchard in the nets, and Brian Putnam centering Chris King and Sean Putnam. And on defense, Eric Grayling and Richie Scott will be the starting defensemen.
And you mentioned the starting defensemen, Grayling and Scott. All four of, if Talcott starts, all four of the Potsdam defensemen are pretty big. Grayling is 6'3", 200. Scott goes at 215. He's 5'11", and DePinto and Talcott are both 6-footers hovering around the 200 mark. So they've got a good-sized defensive core. Their forwards, the key of their forwards are their centers, Putnam and Bradley, centering the first two units. They're small on the wings, though. They got sophomores on both sides on that first unit.
Excuse me.
For Massena, it's going to be Javier Goretti starting in goal again tonight. Goretti with a 2-goal against average in one game. Up front, it's going to be Jake Morris, Chris Cameron, and Jeff Bigelow. And in back on the blue line, Todd Manning and Tom Post will be the starting lineup for the Massena Red Raiders. Putnam steps into the center, face it off against Morris, and it comes to Manning. He flips it off the boards into the Potsdam zone. It goes by Grayling in behind Potsdam net. Morris trying to forecheck, puck around the boards, stepping in front, Cameron center. Morris backhand right on the save made. First save of the game by Kerry Blanchard. The Potsdam goaltender, the Sandstoners, dump it out to center ice. Here's Bigelow right back in the zone again as Massena's going to make a line change. In behind the net. The puck comes free. After it is Cameron poking for it to Morris. Morris trying to get it in the slot. Taken away by Putnam. Here comes Putnam breaking down. He can motor. Putnam breaking in on the right wing side. Kind of overskates. Puck goes in behind the net. He follows it and looks to move it free. But Manning is there to poke it ahead to Cameron. Cameron starts to move it up left wing. Long headman pass to McCracken. Massena changing lines. Here's McCracken in on the off wing right side. He gets bodied out of the play. The puck squirts free, and back comes Grayling out to center ice for the Sandstoners. He's going to dump it in the Massena zone. Stop side and then by Goretti, feeds it off to Aaron Barkley. Barkley, long headman pass as Massena breaks out. Here's McCracken breaking down now the left wing. He's got Fauché with him. He's upended. In the corner it goes. McCracken still after it. Has it poked away from him. And around the boards it goes. Kevin Talcott tries to throw a check. The puck bounces free out to center ice. Controlled by the Sandstoners. They just slide it into the Massena zone. Back for it is Aaron Barkley again. Barkley coming around the boards now, has it poked away from him. Bouncing puck in the corner. Picked up and bounced along the boards to Fauché, who just poke checks it out to center ice and gets leveled for his efforts. Puck in the Potsdam zone now as they try to get something going. They slide it all the way down the ice. Goretti stops at side of the net. It comes to Barkley. Barkley has it taken away. Side in the Massena zone. Fauché comes in to help out. He and LaBarge are in there. They jam, and the puck gets frozen in the corner. Apparently still moving. No whistle yet. It's still free, and the puck in behind the net. Fauché throws a check. Now the puck still in the Massena zone in behind the net. LaBarge trying to tie it up. The puck bounces free. Nobody knows where it is. It's still along the boards in behind. Now Fauché kicks it free, and along the boards it goes. Joey goes after it, trying to get it ahead. It's stolen in front, but Barkley is there. Intercept to Freddie Kellison. Kellison can't control the pass. It's dumped back to the Massena line where LaBarge picks it up. Over to Barkley on the left defense. Barkley looking for the long headman. That's intercepted. Dumped to the Massena line. Barkley again. Barkley's backhander. Intercepted. Picked up there and poked into the zone by Eddie Davis. He's upended, but Talcott picks up the loose puck. Slides it to the Massena line. Stopped there by Manning. He's going to drop it back to Tommy Post. Post now. Bounce pass. Kellison. Kellison moves it ahead for Whitcup. And we have a whistle. And
fast and furious action, Jerry. the opening 3 minutes of this ball game. I'll tell you, we saw a check in this first league game that'll make the highlight film. Kevin Talcott, that big defenseman that we were wondering whether he was going to start or not for the Sandstoners, really leveled Tommy Moore right at the neutral zone, got Tommy with his head down. That will make the highlight film.
Whitcup out there against Mike Saber's line. Whitcup with Ed Davis and Fred Kellison, Saber, McCabe, and Grant. Puck in behind the Massena net. Bounced along the boards. Kellison trying to backhand it, gets it to center ice. Whitcup loses it. Dumped in the zone. But right there is Kellison. He's going to be called for a hand pass as he knocked the puck down with his glove. And Whitcup had it right on his stick immediately, and that's a hand pass.
I know the Raider coaching staff were pleased with that line of Bobby Whitcup centering Freddie Kellison and Eddie Davis in the Northwood game. And Freddie Kellison, he's a hard-nosed youngster. I saw him play football this year, and he was impressive.
Off the face-off, puck in the Massena zone. We've got the Morris line back out against the Putnam line. It comes to Cameron, bounce past Morris. Here comes Massena. Jake starts it for Bigelow across the blue line, poked away from him by Chris King. King moves it down to Putnam. Putnam into the Massena zone, looking to move it. Shot right across the goal mouth, missed everything. Back to the blue line and out to center ice where Grayling picks it up. Grayling dumps to the Massena line. Manning is there. Manning head man. Cameron Morris. Here comes Morris taking into the Potsdam zone. Stops at the blue line, bodied out of the play. Following up is Chris Cameron. He's knocked down. The puck in the corner. Cameron after it. Cameron now looking to move it. It goes to Bigelow. Bigelow dumps in the corner. His pass intercepted, and Grayling starts back for Potsdam. Here's Grayling, shot from center ice. He breaks his stick. I think he got more ice than puck that time, and Guridy makes an easy save. Here comes Massena breaking out Bigelow. Bigelow dumps it on the backhand. That'll be an icing on Massena as he had not yet crossed the red line. So icing the call. The faceoff will move back in the Massena zone to the right of goaltender Javier Guridy.
I'll tell you, if you're a right wing or left wing, one thing you like to do, if you're busting down that wing, you like to have your center hit you with that pass because you're expending all that energy, and Jake Morris is excellent at that. He hit Jeff Bigelow on the fly, put it right on his stick. But as I say, you've got to give him that pass because they'll start hanging back, saying, well, I'm not going to skate my butt off if he's not going to pass me the puck. Hit him on the fly. Good job by Jake Morris.
Faucher's line against the Bradley line. Here's DePinto from the point. His shot is wide, and Tommy Moore comes up with it. Moore circles back now, starts out on the left wing, trying to get it out of the zone. Being forechecked by Chad Narrow. Puck squirts free to McCracken. Scotty trying to hit his center man, goes by everybody down the ice. They wave the icing off. Tommy Moore races Talcott for it. Talcott gets there first, pokes it ahead. The puck free in the faceoff circle. Moore back to the point. Barkley fakes a shot, has to go in the corner. Couldn't get it off. Slides around in behind the net, left side of the goalie. DePinto flipping around the boards, looking for Narrow, the winger. Back to the point, but not out. Kept in Barkley, feeds it in behind the net. McCracken after it there. Whoa, he gets railed, but then goes after it. McCracken throws a check. The puck comes free. Tommy Moore trying to go back to Labarge at the point. He's going to feed it back into the corner. Tommy Moore again gets tied up. He and DePinto go after it. They both fall down. The puck comes free. Faucher throws a check. Still free in behind the net. They both go down. Faucher gets back up. Here's Faucher looking to center. He's bodied out of the play. Puck comes to Moore. He flips it around the boards. McCracken leaves it. Go back to the point. Barkley winds. Fakes the shot. Goes to McCracken. He can't control DePinto. Back to center ice. And out. Here's Joey Faucher with it. Whips it back to the blue line. Tommy Moore is there. He overskates. Has to circle back. Drops it to Labarge. Labarge at the Massena blue line. Starts out. Across the red line. Flips it in the zone. Massena makes a line change. Puck goes in the corner. Eddie Davis after it. Can't control. It's dumped down the ice by Potsdam, and it's going to go right on. So icing will be waved off as Guridy has to make a save with a big stick out to the blue line. Center ice. Here comes Whitcup trying to chase it. He falls down, pokes it into the zone. It comes into the faceoff circle, left side of the goalie. Puck squirts free in the corner. Eddie Davis after it. Back to the point. Here's a shot. Manning on the fly. The save made. Puck comes in behind the net. Picked up there by Chris Hayes, the defenseman, trying to move it out to the blue line. Kept in. Whitcup takes it into the corner. He and Richie Scott jam for it. Comes free. In the corner, Manning after it. He can't, or Davis rather, he can't control it. Knocked down, and the puck squirts into the left corner. Still in the Potsdam zone. Going after it is Hayes again. Flips it over on the other side. To the 45, but not out of there. Kept in by Davis. To the point. Here's Manning's drive. Deflected into the corner. Whitcup back to post. Post faked, or waved at the shot, and missed it completely, and the puck comes free. Here comes Potsdam. Mike Saber across the blue line, and offsides will be called on the Sandstoners. A long period of sustained action.
Sustained action, and instigated by that line of Fauché, McCracken, and Moore. When they were out there, they had the Sandstoners bottled up with some excellent forechecking. They just, for probably 35, 40 seconds, they sustained that pressure inside, Jerry. Great job, and then Bobby Whitcup's line came out and continued it on. And I also think this Potsdam defense, this good size, is going to play a factor in this game. They've been throwing their weight around in their own end and doing an excellent job.
8:46 and counting left to play in the first period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, still 0-0. Off the faceoff, puck in the Potsdam zone. Jake Morris and DePinto go in the corner together. DePinto's got a hold of it. Here's Bigelow. Bigelow ridden into the boards, comes up with it anyway, goes back to Post at the point. Post shot in the corner to Cameron. Cameron at the 45, back to the point, deflected, and kept in at the point momentarily. But here comes Potsdam. On the wing, it's Chris King. King across the blue line, trying to center it to Putnam. He's knocked down. The puck comes to Bigelow, and Jeff returns it. Here comes Bigelow. He's upended. And the puck to the blue line. Cameron whacks at it. He can't control. Comes to Manning. Manning, headman, meant for Morris. Goes by him. Picked up by Bigelow in on the off wing. Bigelow trying to center it. Knocked down by Grayling. Bigelow has it poked away by Grayling. Grayling moves it down the ice. That'll be an icing call on Potsdam.
Looks like where Coach Joe Stark is initially is trying to match up his lines, that Putnam line with his brother Sean on the right side and Chris King, both sophomores on the left side, matching up with the Raider line of Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, and Chris Cameron. 7:55 left in the first period, no score.
Faceoff will be in the Potsdam zone to the left side of goaltender Kerry Blanchard. Fauché will be facing off against Carl Bradley. Off the draw, puck in the corner. Around the boards as Potsdam starts to move it. Stafford Hazen, headman, intercepted by Labarge, drops it back to Aaron Barkley. Barkley bounce pass to the Potsdam line, dumped back to Labarge at the Massena line. Here's Labarge trying to headman to Fauché, intercepted, comes to Bradley. Bradley trying to feed it in the zone. Chad Narrow can't get through, and Tommy Moore comes up with it in the corner. Moore now flips it in behind the net for Labarge. Labarge leaves McCracken. McCracken trying to get out of the zone, has it poked away. The puck comes back in the corner, and Scotty goes after it. Flips it ahead for Labarge. Poked away from him. They jam at it in the corner. That's Hazen. Hazen loses to Barkley. Barkley flips it along the boards. Nobody there to pick it up except McCracken. McCracken lifts it to the blue line out to center ice. Here comes Tommy Moore with it. Tommy Moore overskates it, but following up his Fauché, they're going to call an offsides on Massena.
Jason Labarge, an excellent job in the defensive zone, doing exactly what he was instructed. You pin that man up against the corner, and never mind the puck, take him out of the play, and your center will come in and pick up, or that wing will drop down. Good job by Jason Labarge.
Whitcup's line out now against the Sabre line. Sabre centering David Grant and Tom McCabe. Whitcup out there with Freddie Kellison and Eddie Davis. Posty out there along with Manning on the points for Massena. Off the faceoff, puck dump back in the Potsdam zone. Stopped in behind the net to Pinto. DePinto now at side of his net, starts out right side. Here's DePinto now. Long headman pass, goes to the Massena line. Right there is Tommy Post to pick it up. Here comes Post now, lugging the puck to center ice. Moves it ahead for Kellison on the right wing. Gets by him. He and DePinto go together in the corner. Kellison tries to center. That's intercepted and slid back out to center ice. Tommy Post there. Bounces it as Massena still offsides. The puck picked up by Mike Sabre. Sabre takes it across. His shot goes way wide in the corner. After it is Post in behind the net. He gets knocked down. The puck squirts free to Kellison. Kellison right side now circles back. Feeds it right in front of the Massena net to Post. And Post gets it back to Kellison on the wing. Kellison, back pass. It goes to Whitcup. He's going to backhand it into Potsdam territory. Eddie Davis in the corner. He and Talcott go after it. Talcott comes away with it. Now flips it to himself in behind. DePinto picking up the puck. Here's DePinto, back to Talcott. Talcott feeding it up on the wing, comes all the way out to center ice. Post is there for Massena at the blue line. Headman pass, Bigelow takes it across. He gets upended. Well, he didn't quite. He stays with it. Here comes Bigelow in the corner, right in front of the net. Can't get the shot off as he had picked up about 3 players that time. Now the puck free. Here come the Sandstoners breaking out to center ice. Sean Putnam on the right wing. 3-on-3. Here's Putnam stopping. Top of the circle. His shot goes wide. We got a penalty, and it's going to go against Massena. Here's the puck in behind the net. Touched by Massena. The whistle blows, and our first penalty of the game is going to be a tripping call against the Red Raiders.
Jason Labarge is going to go to the box. Jerry, he appended the Potsdam player right in front of the Massena net, and the Sandstoners are going to go on the power play. You mentioned, we talked about Jeff Bigelow barreling down that right side. That time, two Stoners, Brian Putnam and Kevin Talcott, their big defensemen, converged on him. And I assumed that he was going to end up on his backside, but the two Potsdam players did.
So let's see, who's the penalty on? Apparently they called two.
Yep. Probably a misconduct along with that.
A minute and a half for holding.
Bigelow for holding.
And to number 22.
And LaBarge, a minute and a half. For what?
A minute and a half for tripping.
Tripping.
That's the...
Ooh. 9:30 of the first.
You very, very seldom see that. Two minor penalties on the same play. In fact, I'm trying to recall the last time. I'm not saying there hasn't been two infractions, but they... Jerry, I can't recall when I saw two minor infractions on the same play.
Off the face-off, the puck cleared down the ice by Massena. And it's back out to center ice and dumped right back in the zone again by Joey Fauché. Fauché out there along with Aaron Barkley and Jake Morris, and that's it for Massena. Potsdam out there with a power play contingent. Chad Narrow brings it across the blue line. We've got Grayling at the point. He's got it. His drive, Gritty makes the glove save and holds on.
The Sandstoners aren't taking advantage of this power play, Jerry. What you want to do with the two-man advantage, you don't want to try long passes coming out of your own zone. You want to walk the puck up, gain the zone, because you've got a two-man advantage, gain that zone, set it up, work the puck around. That time they were trying long passes, not gaining the zone. Then when they did get inside, the first thing they did was take a long shot from the point, and no one was screening Javier Goretti. So not good execution by the Stoners so far in this power play.
Well, you know, it's not very seldom is going to beat Goretti like that. And Potsdam throws the puck away. Down the ice it goes. Very, very seldom are you going to beat Goretti on a long shot like that. So like you say, with control of it the way they have, a two-man advantage, what they should be doing is gaining the zone and controlling. Here's Putnam stopping at the 45. Trying to move it back. That's intercepted. Now knocked down, comes back to the point. Puck around the boards, picked up by Massena, and they slide it out to center ice again. And we are down to about 20 seconds left in the minor penalties to the Massena Red Raiders. Now here comes Grayling across the blue line. Morris steals it, dumps it out to center ice. Potsdam controls. 10 seconds left in the penalties. Grayling slides one right on. Gritty makes the save, covers up for the face-off. And so far, good job by Massena, but actually, we got to give Potsdam credit for killing this penalty so far.
Yeah, I think Coach Joe Starks would like to see them operate a little differently than that. Watching down, good job killing by Joey Fauché up front, and then Jake Morris replaced him. And Jake, just like a professional out there, the way you're taught, you stuck the blade of his stick underneath the Potsdam player's arm and just gave him a little tug and put him off balance, and no one saw it except maybe you or I up here in the stands.
Face-off, left side, Massena zone, goes in behind the net. McCracken whacks at it, gets it up along the boards. Fauché takes a whack at it, and he gets it and dumps it down the ice. That'll probably be an icing if it makes it far enough, and it does, but Massena gets both men back, so they weathered an early problem, and I don't know that Potsdam had more than a couple of long shots at the net.
Exactly right. They did not have one serious scoring opportunity on that two-man advantage for a minute and a half, and again, I think if they had to do it over again as the season gets, when you have a two-man advantage, you take your time coming up, you don't make the long passes, gain the zone, set it up, and work for that one real good opportunity. And the Sandstoners did not execute the way that their coach would like to them on that last power play.
Whitkup's line out for Massena. We're going to have Carl Bradley's line for Potsdam now. Bradley out there with Hazen and Narrow off the face-off. Puck in behind the net. Todd Manning with it. Over skates, has to come back, has it taken away. Goes to the side of the net, but the puck comes free. Eddie Davis looking to pass it. Doesn't quite get it out of the zone. Puck bounces to the circle. Manning to an off wing. Kellison ahead to Whitcup across. And the puck didn't quite make it. They got a delay offsides. No, I guess not. Potsdam controls anyway. Chad Narrow with it, drops it in behind the net. Now the Sandstoners move it up, out, not quite to center ice. Now it comes out. Whitcup right there. He loses it to Hazen. Here comes Hazen across the blue line. Poked away from him, the shot. And that goes into the corner off a stick in behind the net. Tommy Post. Post runs into some traffic as the puck comes in the slot. Bradley, score! Carl Bradley puts Potsdam on the board. And just a miscue on the Massena defense as they cleared the puck right to Bradley in the slot. and Potsdam goes up 1-0.
Carl Bradley, standing. He's the center's that second unit. He's one of the keys. He didn't make any mistake. He up from about 35 feet out, right in front of Goretti. He wasn't screened, but the shot was a nice low shot right along the ice to the stick side, and might have rattled off the goalpost before it went in, but the Stoners up 1-0.
So Bradley puts Potsdam on the board, and Hazen picks up the assist, although I don't know about the assist on that. Thought it came off a Massena
Quite
stick.
generous on the official's part on that assist. But
Potsdam with a puck in the Massena zone, stolen away though, and up along the boards it comes to Morris, off the stick of Cameron. Here comes Jake breaking, trying to split the D. He's upended, can't follow up with it, and Potsdam dumps it back down the ice. That'll be an icing call against the Sandstoners and move the faceoff back in Potsdam territory as Jake Morris looking to split the defense.
And Jake, as we alluded to last year, he's got about 4 gears, and he was in second or third that time. In second, shifted to third, and almost split the defense, but the Stoner defense did an excellent job by converging and taking Jay out of the play.
Face off right side, Bradley against Morris. Off the draw, back to the point. Here's the shot by Barkley, knocked down, comes right back to him. He winds up again, this time flips it in the corner. Goes in behind the net for Bigelow. Bigelow in the corner, centering past Morris right in front. Can't get the shot up. Cameron does. Big save by Blanchard.
Oh, that was a big save, Jerry. Kerry Blanchard, just like picking apples. He robbed the Raiders from about 15 feet out. Jake Morris blasted that shot, and Kerry Blanchard with the glove hand, and that was about 3 feet off the ice. Great save, and that really pumps up a ball club when your goaltender makes a save like that.
And that was a big save on Chris Cameron.
The official time on that goal, Jerry, 11:50, Bradley from Hazen to put the Sandstoners up 1-0.
Off the face-off, here's Manning's shot, knocked down in the circle, and it comes to Tommy Moore as the Fauché line out there. Now Fauché centers it, knocked down in front by Richie Scott. He's going to be called for handling the puck, and the face-off will move back in Potsdam territory. Down to 2:17 remaining in the first period, and on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Potsdam leads Massena 1-0.
The ice is fast tonight, and this has been a fast period. Both clubs, good skating clubs, moving up and down the ice. We've only had the 2 penalties. They both came at the same time, the 9:30 mark, both to the Raiders, Jeff Bigelow and Jason Labarge.
Off the face-off, Fauché goes to Moore in behind the Potsdam net. He's going to flip it back to Post at the point. Tommy Post with it now, back in the corner. Tommy Moore. Moore gets tied up, jams for it, and we have another whistle, and we got an interference call, and I think that's going to go against Potsdam that time, and Massena will go on the power play with 2:02 remaining to go in the first period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. The Sandstoners lead at 1-0. Talcott will go for interference.
He's one of their keys on defense, Kevin Talcott. Coach Joe Stark wasn't sure that he was going to play tonight. He had to wait till the pregame skate to make sure, and first opportunity for Massena to go on the power play, and they're coming with their big unit of Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, and Chris Cameron. And on defense, Tommy Post and Jason Labarge.
Face off right side. Morris trying to win the draw. It's still sitting in the circle. Jamming for it there is Cameron. He can't control it to the blue line. Bigelow pokes at it along the boards, and they still jam at it. Puck comes free, and Massena controls Morris. In behind the net as Grayling throws a check on him. The puck comes back to Grayling. He flips it out to center ice as Labarge couldn't keep it in. Here's Labarge with it to Tommy Post. Post ahead to Bigelow. Here comes Bigelow across the blue line. Bigelow, drop pass back to Cameron. Cameron goes to the point. Labarge. Labarge in the corner. Cameron trying to center it. Gets it back again. The backhander just wide in the corner. Bigelow back to Post at the point. Tommy Post with it. Flips to Bigelow. Bigelow in the middle, trying to get the shot off. He can't. Still follows it into the corner. Here's Bigelow. He's still got it. Right in front of the net. Now circles in behind. Bigelow hits the side of the net, and it's knocked down. And back comes Potsdam. Here comes Brian Putnam. Over skates it. It slides in the blue line of Massena. We got a penalty. And I think it's going to go on Massena, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's going to go against Tommy Post, and that was a little delayed call. I think maybe the fans helped the official Bob Preston on that call. It happened right in front of him, but he was a little slow getting the arm up. I don't question the penalty. It was a good call.
It's going to be a roughing call.
That will negate the Raider power play. They had 28 seconds and had some good pressure down there. Jeff Bigelow doing a lot of work offensively down on the power play.
Off the face-off. Here comes McCracken trying to chase it down in the zone. Gets a weak shot right on, the save made, and Joey Fauché picks it up in behind the net. Fauché kind of overskated it. The puck slides free to McCracken at the blue line. He whacks at it. Knocked down in front by Carl Bradley. Bradley flips it down the ice. And in about 5 seconds, Potsdam will go on the power play. In behind the net, Jason LaBarge with it. LaBarge circles in his own end, starts back on the right side. 28 seconds left in the period. Potsdam leads on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard on a score of 1-0. Here's McCracken. He's just going to lift it all the way down the ice with about 15 seconds remaining in period number 1. Puck along the boards now, out to center ice. Potsdam controls, loses. McCracken at his blue line. He's just going to dog the puck. Feeds it to LaBarge. LaBarge to Barkley. And he just dumps it down the ice as the buzzer sounds. So period number 1 goes to the Potsdam Sandstoners. And they lead it on a score of 1-0 after 1 period, Dave.
A very entertaining period, up and down. The Raiders came right out initially, and some good forechecking, 2 men on the puck, and they had the Stoners bottled up at times, but the experienced Potsdam defense bailed them out, and Kerry Blanchard made a couple of key saves in there. An oddity happened to Massena that I hadn't seen in a long time. 2 minor penalties on the same series. Usually, as I said before, you sometimes see 2 infractions, but the officials don't always call 2. But they did that time at the 9:30 mark. They called Jeff Bigelow for holding and Jason LaBarge for tripping, and the Sandstoners weren't able to take advantage about 30 seconds.
Fauché will be out there with McCracken, and we've got Putnam's line out for... No, wait a minute. I take that back. That's Bradley's line for Potsdam. Bradley out there with Narrow and Hazen. And Grayling dumps it into the Massena zone, and back after is Barkley, but Garritti gets a piece of it anyway and dumps it to the blue line. Grayling trying to keep it in, feeds it to Bradley. His shot across the goal mouth, back to the blue line, kept in at the point by Richie Scott. He dumps it in the corner. 8 seconds in the power play. They try to center it. Fauché waves at it, can't get a stick on it. Back to Grayling. His shot through traffic. He scores! And that deflected off somebody. It'll go down as a power play goal. Garritti didn't even see it. It caught the goal, the corner of the goal, and tipped in the net. And Potsdam goes up 2-0, and Massena now with their work cut out.
The puck came out of the corner. I forget the Potsdam forward. Threw it back went right by the Raider forechecker, who was in good position out the top of the slot. Back to Eric Grayling, and he unleashed a shot from the right point. It went through about 4 players. And as you said, Jerry, Javier Garritti did not see that puck. It was about 2-3 feet off the ice, and I don't know how it got through all those players, but it did. But it found the corner of the net to the stick side of Javier Garritti, and that's a power play goal for the Sandstoners, and they jump out 2-0. So
that's a goal to put Potsdam ahead 2-0, and again, that is a power play goal.
Assist on that going to be Richie Scott's going to pick up 1 assist, and number 21 Chad Narrow will pick up the other on Eric Grayling's power play goal at the 29-second mark of the second period.
So as we mentioned, now Massena really, they've got some work cut out for them. They're trailing 2-0 here as we're early in the second period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Off the face-off in the Potsdam zone, puck around the boards, comes back to the blue line, and it bounces in the slot. Here's Bigelow, takes it in front, shot, big save by Kerry Blanchard.
Boy, is he coming up big. That puck came off the boards, right off the boards out to Jeff Bigelow, about 45 feet out, and he put one move on the Potsdam defenseman and waltzed right in on Kerry Blanchard, and Blanchard was back in the net. So Jeff Bigelow had both sides to shoot for it. He went for the glove side up high, and Blanchard, quick hand, just picked it out of the air. Great save by Kerry Blanchard.
That's the second big save for Blanchard. Now the puck in the corner. Jake Morris pounding at it. He and Bigelow again, the puck pokes free, and it's controlled by Potsdam as they try to move it out. Putnam long left wing pass for Chris King. Takes it across, but offsides will be called as King kind of dipsy-doodle with it right at the blue line and forced his teammates to go offsides, 2 of them.
And big goal, that second one for the Stoners, coming right out, taking advantage of that power play. Had 30 seconds in the power play, and a good job by Eric Grayling. He got the shot on net through about 4 players, and that's, the old theory, if you direct the puck towards the net, strange things happen, and it did that time.
Off the faceoff, Bigelow has it taken away. Across the blue line, Hazen. Hazen loses it, gets it back again, centers it. It comes right in front and in behind the net. Hard check thrown there. Morris comes up with a loose puck, flips it ahead for Post. Post to Cameron. Cameron starts it, loses it, gets it back again. Feeds it ahead for Bigelow. Jeff shot right on, the save made by Blanchard. And the whistle blows, and the faceoff will come inside Potsdam territory.
Early on in this game, if there's been a key performer on both either side, it has been number 30, Kerry Blanchard, in the Sandstoner net. He's had 2 outstanding saves to keep Massena off the scoreboard.
Faceoff will come to the right side of Blanchard as the Fauché line comes out. Joey Fauché with Tommy Moore and Scott McCracken. Carl Bradley's line. Here's a shot. Barkley fired it just wide. Back to the other point. Labarge flips it in the corner and whistles around behind the net. Tommy Moore after it, trying to come up with it. McCracken is in there to feed it in behind. Now Bradley. He wipes it around the boards. Kept in by Labarge. Again flips it behind for Tommy Moore, right side of the goalie. Here's Tommy Moore stick handling it. Back to the point. Barkley trying to control, has to flip it in the corner again to Tommy Moore. Here's Moore, bodied out of the play. The loose puck picked up by Chad Narrow, flips it around the boards. Labarge dumps it in behind the net for McCracken. Here's McCracken, looks to center it. Grayling takes it away, flips it along the boards, dumped around the other way again. Labarge steps in right point, dumps it in the corner. Tommy Moore looking. McCracken can't get that shot off in the slot, and Potsdam controls. Do they get it out to center ice? Not quite. Now it comes out to center ice. Fauché with it, drops it back to Labarge at the blue line. Over to Barkley from Massena. Barkley's headman pass goes Fauché by way of McCracken. Centering pass, Tommy Moore right in front. Shot! Nice save again by Kerry Blanchard. Now the puck in the corner. McCracken throws a heavy check. Loose puck. Fauché winds his shot. Knocked down. The whistle blows. And we got a man down on the ice. A Potsdam Sandstoner. I think that's Safford Hazen, who is down and slowly getting up.
He's up to his knees, which is a good sign. Might have been winded. Now he's up. Safford is up on his skates. When he gets back to the bench, Coach Stark is going to check him out, and he's going to whisper in his ear and say to him, now, Safford, when you're out there and you're the weak side wing and you read that your defenseman down in the opposite corner starts coming back to your side, you've really got to hustle and get over on the board. Safford didn't on 2 occasions, and the Raiders were able to keep the puck in the zone when it should have been out. So after Coach Stark talks to him and says, son, you okay? Now, this is what I want you to do on that next shift out there. You got to read that, because the puck should have been out of the Stoner zone on 2 occasions, and that wing's got to get there.
Off the faceoff, Whitkup's line out now against the Sabre line. Puck around the boards to the blue line, and it slides slowly out to center ice. Todd Manning from Massena circles back into his own end. Headman pass, poked away, he gets it right back again. Now he goes on the wing. Meant for Whitcup. He and DePinto go after it. Whitcup tries to follow it in the zone. It's poked back out and up into the Potsdam bench, and we'll have a face-off. That second line, the Fauché line, did a great job keeping Potsdam bottled up in their own end.
Yes, and Joey's tough on that face-off. He picked the Carl Bradley's pocket on that previous shift down there and almost caused the Raiders to get a goal. It was right on net. Good job by Joey Fauché on those face-offs.
Off the face-off, dumped right on. The shot by Manning from center ice, and the save made by Kerry Blanchard. Puck pokes free, and Potsdam starts it out. Intercepted Post. He dumps it right back in the Potsdam zone. Joe DePinto is there to pick it up for the Sandstoners. His pass doesn't get out of the zone. Post is there to flip in the corner. Bobby Whitcup with it. Whitcup over skates. DePinto picks it up. Back to the blue line. Post again. Trying to center it. Whitcup into the corner. Freddie Kellison. He and DePinto go into the corner. Kellison skates away. Looks to move it to Whitcup in behind the net. Whitcup tied up. Looks to center. Goes off the back of the net. Kellison in the corner right side of the goalie. Back to Manning at the point. Oh, had a problem with it. Gets it back again. Flips it in behind the net. Talcott. Oh, he rails Kellison and comes away with a puck back to the blue line. Kept in by Manning. His shot knocked down in front, and Potsdam breaks it out of there. And they're just content to feed it to the Massena line, and it's dumped right back out to center ice. Kellison after it. Throws a check. That's Davis. 2-on-1. Davis, his drive, and it's deflected by the defenseman. He tries to follow it. That was Grayling making the good play. Goes back to the point. Manning trying to flip it. It goes out to center ice. Back in the zone again. The shot knocked down by Talcott. It comes right on. Blanchard has to make a save. Talcott's going to ice the puck, but it doesn't go all the way down as it went off a Massena player. Here's Whitcup taking a whack at it. He can't control. Out to center ice. Potsdam's got a 2-on-1, but it's broken up by Barkley. And it comes back, but not out to center ice yet. Here's Potsdam again with a chance. Here's the shot. It goes across the goal mouth as Richie Scott couldn't find the handle. Labarge with it, trying to flip it to Barkley. Barkley bounces it out to center ice. Whitcup. Whitcup goes ahead. It goes to Bigelow. Bigelow racing down the right wing side. Bigelow taken into the boards, gets back up again. Trying to feed Morris. His shot just in behind the net. Morris after it again. Jake back to Barkley at the point. Barkley winds. The shot knocked down. Here comes Potsdam breaking down the ice. Here's Sean Putnam breaking it alone. Gets a shot. And Gritty makes the save. The rebound in. And Potsdam goes up 3-0. And I think getting the goal will be Richie Scott. I think it was Scott following up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to pick up the number. He's been mobbed in the corner, but it was good hustle by the second Potsdam player. The play started back down at the Massena line. Massena had gained the zone. It came back to the point, and the Massena defenseman shot the puck, and it bounced off of number 5, Sean Putman, who had a clear breakaway, and he went skating in on Javier Goretti, and Goretti made a nice save initially, but the rebound came out to number 19, Brian Putman, and he backhanded it up in the corner. A big goal for the Sandstoners, who jump out 3-0.
Off the face-off, Jake Morris's line out there. He gets the pass across the blue line, 3-on-2. Feeds it Cameron to Morris, and he missed on the shot, and Potsdam breaks it back out to center ice. Here's Labarge flipping Cameron. Cameron's pass across the blue line. Bigelow to Morris. Broken up again. And Potsdam takes it out to center ice once more. Across the blue line. In the zone. It slides in behind the Massena net. Picked up there by Barkley. Barkley's headman to Cameron. Cameron a little bit behind it. Barkley follows. Here's Barkley with it. Looking to pass it. It goes to Cameron. He can't control it. He and Talcott jam for it. The puck comes free to center ice. Bounces around. And here's Bradley, upended. Picked up there, Labarge. Labarge bounce pass to Morris. Morris takes a whack. He can't control it. And back across the blue line come the Sandstoners as they control it. Here's the centering pass in behind the net. On the Corky's Collision scoreboard, the score reads 3-0 for Potsdam. Here's McCracken to Tommy Moore. Moore takes it on the backhand. Inside Potsdam territory. DePinto in behind the net. Trying to pass it over on the other side as Potsdam breaks it all the way down the ice. And that's going to go far enough for icing right there. And the faceoff will move back inside Potsdam territory. So the Sandstoners with a have Massena in a very deep hole right now.
Yes, they have. And Potsdam taking advantage and playing an excellent hockey game, keyed by their young goaltender. That last goal, it was just a great effort. Good hustle by Brian Putman, who hustled back. His brother Sean had the breakaway. Javier Goretti made a great save, but Brian Putman, trailing the play, picked up the rebound and put it by Goretti for a 3-0 Sandstoner lead.
Off the face-off, Tommy Moore in the corner after the shot goes high. Moore gets tied up, looking for it. Goes on the other side, McCracken. McCracken trying to center it. It gets knocked down by Grayling. It squirts free in the corner. After it there is David Grant. And he and Tommy Moore jam in the corner. We have a whistle. And I don't know what they called. Tell you the truth.
Call a holding, I think, on Tommy Moore. Or no, he's going to call a holding on the Potsdam player.
David Grant will get the holding call. No, excuse me. That's Grayling getting the holding call.
Big Eric Grayling, and I didn't see the initial contact, Jerry, but I know from a coach's standpoint, you jump out 3-0, and you don't want to take any foolish penalties to put the momentum back on the side of the opposition. But we'll see how the Soners are able to react to this power play that Massena's going to go on. The Raiders need a goal. If 8:24 left in the second period, down by 3. I think if they can possibly pop one in there by young Mr. Kerry Blanchard, who has been outstanding. He's made some major league saves here tonight in this period and a half.
I would say Massena's got to have one right here off the face-off. The puck dumped down the ice by Potsdam. We've got the Massena second contingent out there as Massena trying to break it out of there. Down the ice it goes, off a leg, so no icing called. Tommy Moore now trying to get by DePinto. He gets draped all over him. The puck squirts free, but does not get out of there. Here's Fauché with it. Back to the point. Tommy Post. Now he's going to shoot it. Deflected just wide. Tommy Moore in the corner now, picking up the loose puck. Back to the point. Labarge to Tommy Moore. Back to Labarge. Labarge fakes the shot. Has to back pass it into Tommy Moore. Right side of the goalie. In behind the net now. Side of the net. Here's McCracken looking to wrap it. Here's McCracken. Can't get the shot out. Trying to feed Labarge. It goes by him. And out to center ice. Down in the corner, we got a penalty as Brian Putnam tried to get by Tommy Post, and Tommy hauled him down, and that'll nullify the Massena power play. It'll be a holding call on Post, and we're back to 4-on-4.
Referee Bob Preston right on the play, and as he's fingering Tommy Post for holding, Tommy clutched the Potsdam player right down in front of us. Good job by Potsdam on defending that play, and he took the puck away from the Raiders inside the zone and busted out, and Tommy had no choice but to haul him down.
So now it's 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. On the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Potsdam up 3-0. We're in the second period, about halfway through the hockey game. Off the faceoff, puck in the corner. Barkley trying to move it along the boards. He kicks it, and Potsdam controls it. Here are the Sandstoners right in front, and just missing on the play there was Chad Narrow. Puck bounces free in the slot again. This time it's picked up by the Raiders. They break it out. Here comes Bigelow, 1-on-1, now 2-on-1. Bigelow feeds to Jake Morris. Jake side of the net, circling, looking to move it back to the point. It goes by everybody, back down the ice. And the defensemen were pinching in a little bit that time, and as a result, the puck goes back down the ice. Massena had a 2-on-1 there and couldn't quite convert. Now here comes Barkley. Head man to center man Morris. Morris circles at the red line. Back to his own blue line. Here comes Morris across the red line now. Takes it into the zone. Stick handles at the blue line across. Looking as he's just dogging the puck now as Massena killing a penalty. He goes to Barkley. Barkley winds and dumps it all the way in the zone. Now Jeff Bigelow after it. Looking to tie it up. The puck still free. Moving along the boards. Poked free. And it comes back out high in the air to center ice. And Aaron Barkley has a jump over his stick back in the Massena zone. 18 seconds left in the power play for Potsdam. Labarge has it poked away. Gets it back again along the puck boards. Just looks to tie it up. He and Grayling jam at it, and the puck comes free. Here's Putnam. Putnam looks to go to the side of the net. Garritti out of his net. The bouncing puck comes high in front, and it's out to center ice. And Massena gets Tommy Post back, and we're back skating 5-on-5. Puck to the Massena line. Into the zone. Here comes Putnam breaking in on Barkley. His shot, and it goes high over the net. Around the boards to Pinto. Trying to keep it in at the point. He does. They center it right in front, right on. The save made by Javier Garritti. And we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. 5:43 left in the second period. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Potsdam leads it 3-0.
Good job by the Raiders that time, killing off that penalty to Tommy Post. And young Aaron Barkley, I thought, did an excellent job. He's just a junior. And one thing I know the coaching staff likes about him, when he makes that turn, he's excellent on head-manning the puck and hitting that busting wing out there. And he did it on 2 occasions, even though they were down a man. That's so important for that defenseman to be able to make the turn and find those wings or center busting up the middle.
Off the face-off, the puck comes to Post. Flipping it around the boards for Kellison as the Whitcup line out there now. Headman goes to Whitcup. He overskates, dumped back in the Massena zone. And Post has to come back up with it again. Here's Post with a puck now. Starting it ahead to Davis. Poke checked away. Following it up. Here comes Manning. He lugs it to center ice. Flipping it down the boards, and they wave the icing off as the puck comes in behind the net for Richie Scott. His pass intercepted. Goes in behind for Davis. Davis flips in the corner. Coming back for it there is the winger, Tommy McCabe. Now he feeds it. Davis intercepts. Here's Davis trying to stick handle in the corner. Back to Manning at the point. He winds his shot right on. The save made and covered up again by Kerry Blanchard. And we're going to have an interference call. I believe he called an interference.
He did, Jerry. He's going to call, I think it might be
Richie Scott,
Scott, number 10, for interference. The Raiders are going to go on the power play. Nice low shot that time from Todd Manning from the point, and Kerry Blanchard making the save. But again, the key to that, Kerry wasn't screened. He had a wide open opening, and there's probably any goaltender in the NAC, if you can fire all day long from the point, if you don't screen that goaltender, you're not going to score many goals. Icon.
Face-off right side in Potsdam territory. I guess they must have let him out tonight.
I think so.
Off the face-off, Jake Morris's line out there. It comes to LaBarge. LaBarge fakes the shot, goes to Tommy Post. Post at the right point. Skates it. Here's the drive, just wide. Cameron went after it, couldn't come up with a puck. Comes back to the point in LaBarge. Into Cameron, back to Post, right up by the blue line. Goes to Morris, 45, his drive. The save, the rebound, bouncing around. Back to the point, Jake Morris with it. As Tommy Post did a good job to keep it in. He gets the pass from Morris. Here's Post, skating it, fakes the shot, skating it, goes to LaBarge. LaBarge with it now, takes it out front, feeds Cameron at the 45. Back to LaBarge. LaBarge to Post at the point, still around the peripheral. His shot deflected just wide by Bigelow. Jeffrey picks up the puck in the corner. Goes back to Cameron at the 45. Left side of the goalie. Back to the point. Here's the drive. Deflected wide. Picked up by Bigelow right in front to Cameron. He can't get the shot off. It comes to LaBarge. LaBarge in the corner. Moving it back to Bigelow. Bigelow at the point. His shot deflected by Cameron. And he picks up the loose puck. Back to the point. Tommy Post. Back to Cameron in the 45. Skates it. LaBarge. LaBarge winds. A shot right on the save. Rebound. Score! Bigelow!
There it is. Captain Jeff Bigelow standing off the right side. The Stoners did an excellent job. They did a good job, disciplined that time, Jerry, killing that penalty, but Massena just did a little better job there, moving the puck around, but Potsdam still wasn't breaking down. Massena's weak side wing was going to the net. That time it came back to the point. A nice low shot. Kerry Blanchard made the initial save. There was a Potsdam defenseman out front, but there were two Raiders. And Jeff Bigelow standing off Kerry Blanchard's left-hand side all alone and just scooped it into the empty net. Big goal by the Raiders. Put him back in this ball game.
Jeff Bigelow picks up his third goal of the year. And like you said, a big goal, but they need another one right here pretty soon.
Tommy Post and Jason LaBarge picking up assists on that one, Jerry.
Off the face-off at center ice. The puck bouncing around. Nobody can really gain control of it. Still bouncing around. And finally, it's taken into the zone by Safford Hazen. He has it taken by Fauché. Fauché from Massena flips it in front of the Potsdam bench, bouncing around just inside the blue line. Here's a chance, the shot, the save made by Gritty. Bouncing puck in the slot, goes into the corner. I think Gritty made that face with his save, or his save with a face. Here's the shot. Gritty makes the save again, dumps it in the corner. Bouncing puck back to the blue line. Potsdam buzzing right now. Here's another shot. Score! And that was a knuckleball that beat Gritty on the stick side. It changed direction. And Potsdam comes right back and scores their fourth goal.
That was a knuckleball, all right, that hit. There was a knuckleball from the point, and it hit somebody out in front. I can't pick up the number just yet, but what a big goal for the Sandstoners to come right back like that to answer the call. Massena just scored a power play goal, and Potsdam right back. And, it scores. That's a really big goal. And when you can answer like that quickly, that tells the other team, hey, look out, we're for real tonight. Number 10 picks up the goal. Richie Scott, a defenseman, was standing probably about 35 feet out. I don't know how Richie got in there, but the shot came from the point and hit Scott and changed direction, and Javier Goretti didn't have a chance.
3:16 remaining to go in the second period, and on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Potsdam up 4-1. And Massena back to the wall again here, trailing by 3 goals. Manning with a puck. Trying to get it out. Here's Potsdam with an opportunity back to the point. Grayling, his drive deflected up into the wall, and we'll have another face-off.
I'll tell you, the Stoners are playing with a lot of confidence, and what really it goes right back to this young man down to our left down there. Kerry Blanchard is just picking them right up by the bootstrap, just the way that Bruce DeRushy did for the Raiders last year. This is what a goalie will do for you. He makes some outstanding saves like that. It really fires up the club, and the Sandstoners are playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Morris's line out there against Putnam's line.
On that goal, Richie Scott gets the goal with Chad Narrow the assist. I would think it would have been the other way around, but Scott picks up the goal. Richie
Here comes
Scott.
Bigelow breaking down the ice. Bigelow from Massena takes it across, looks for somebody to pass to, slides it in the slot. Bouncing puck, Cameron is just too well tied up, couldn't get a stick on it. Back to the blue line. Post can't keep it in, he overskates, and the puck slides back to the Massena line. Here come the Raiders. Jake Morris, Chris Cameron bounces it off the boards. Back in the zone, Grayling dumps it right back to the Massena blue line. Picked up there by Post. Post, his head man goes by everybody. It's going to go right on Blanchard, and he makes the save and leaves it for DePinto. Cameron trying to forecheck. Bigelow steals. Goes to Cameron. Cameron trying to hit the side of the net. And now Grayling ties up Bigelow. He tries to stay with it. Putnam in there. Bigelow and Putnam both go down. The bouncing puck is underneath Putnam, and he covers it up for the face-off. And Grayling and Bigelow have a little bit of a shoving match there, but I don't think anything will come of it. And we'll have a face-off in the Potsdam zone. 2:16 remaining in the second period. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, it's 4-1 Potsdam.
Smart move by Captain Brian Putman. He was down in the corner, basically out of the play, and he just hooked the puck back underneath his body to get the whistle. Smart move by number 19, Brian Putnam.
Face-off left side in the Potsdam zone. It'll be Faucher's line against Bradley's line. Off the draw. Puck in behind the net. Scott bounces to the blue line. Kept in Barkley. His shot knocked down in front. McCracken can't get the shot off. That bouncing around. McCracken jams for it. Side of the net. Now Tommy Moore after it, but Richie Scott is there to poke it ahead. It goes off Faucher's stick up into the stands, and the face-off will come in Potsdam territory.
Boy, the Stoners dodged the bullet that time. Richie Scott electing to come up the middle instead of going up the either side, the strong side or the weak side, and he flipped one up the middle, and it was a dying quail, and the Massena defenseman stepped in and picked it off, and boy, the Stoners just narrowly dodged the bullet.
Here's Barkley looking to get the shot off. He can't, has to feed it in the corner. He and Scott jam. The puck squirts free. Potsdam breaks it. Tommy Moore knocks it away at the Massena blue line. Jason Labarge trying to move it ahead. He gets tied up and has to come back, circling into his own end. He drops it to Barkley. Barkley starts. Long headman pass. Hits McCracken on the right wing. Fakes the shot. Here's McCracken. The big drive, and it's high over the net and wide, and it goes into the corner. Now Potsdam trying to move it out of the zone. We have a whistle, and Massena, I believe, is going to be called for hitting from behind Joey Faucher, or boarding, one or the other.
I think he's going to call hitting from behind.
Yeah.
Joey's going to go to the box for a minute and a half. Looking down here, number 21 for the Sandstoners, Chad Narrow. He's 5'9", 140-pound senior, but he's like Joey Faucher. He plays a lot bigger than 5'9". He's been a tower of strength for the Sandstoners out there tonight.
4-1, Potsdam leads Massena. We're in the dying moments of the second period, and Faucher in the box for a minute and a half, so Massena has to kill a penalty, and
you don't want to be killing penalties when you're down by 3 goals.
Not really. Off the face-off, Putnam. Putnam blows by Labarge, gets a shot. Save made by Garetti. Big save, and we're going to have a hooking call, and I think it's going to go on Massena.
Yeah, there's no question. I think it's a good call by the official, Brian Putman, showing that blazing speed of his. Busted down the right side and had a step on Jason Labarge, and Jason put the clutch on him. As it was, Brian still was able to get the shot off, and Javier Garetti made the save, and Garetti and the puck ended up in by the goal line, pushed in by Brian Putman, but it was a good call by the official.
So Labarge gets the call.
And the Sandstoners are back to that two-man advantage. Let's see if they learned anything from the previous time when they threw the puck in and didn't carry it into the zone and set it up. We'll see. They've got a two-man advantage for a minute and 24 seconds here.
Off the face-off, puck in the slot. They go back to the point and out to center ice. And we've got Carl Bradley playing 1 point. And Jake Morris out there to kill along with McCracken and Barkley. Here's a shot, and Garetti makes the save from way outside. Here's McCracken trying to get it out. Another shot, and Garetti makes another save from long range. Potsdam controls. They move it around the horn. Back to the point. Kept in by Grayling. Grayling goes to Carl Bradley. Bradley now moves into the corner. Putnam goes out front. Now he cruises into the slot. A minute left in the period. 4-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Potsdam leads. Here's Grayling looking to tee it up. Now he's going to drop. Here's Putnam in the slot. He gets by one. Here's a shot. Fired it wide. I think Garetti may have gotten a piece of it. Now the puck goes in the corner. Now back to Bradley at the point. In behind the net, Jake Morris with it. Morris looking for some room, and he backhands it out to center ice. Grayling takes it right back across. Here's Grayling's shot, and it's deflected up into the wall, and we're down to 31 seconds remaining in the second period. Potsdam leads it 4-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Jerry, I think we discovered one of Potsdam's weakness tonight. Put them down, give them give them a two-man advantage, and they haven't looked sharp on their two-man advantage. For example, again, they threw the puck in instead of carrying it in and, gaining the zone. You don't want the two-man advantage. That's the last thing you want to do is dump the puck. But, again, on the other side of the coin, credit to the Raiders' defensive core, down two men and keeping Potsdam without a real good scoring opportunity so far.
31 seconds left in the period. Back to the point. Here's DePinto flipping it in the corner as they move it in. Right in front, the shot. Garritti makes the save. The rebound still free. Where is it? Underneath Garritti. And we're down to 19 seconds left in the period. 9 in the first penalty, 15 in the second penalty. And it's still 4-1 Potsdam as Javier Garritti stands tall right there. He made the initial save. The puck came free, and Potsdam whacked at it a couple of times, but Garritti managed to cover it up.
Good job. The Stoners controlled the face-off and gained the zone and put the puck down to the forward in the corner, and he looked up, hit the busting defenseman who came in from the point, and only a good save by Garritti kept the score from being 5-1.
Off the face-off. Cameron gets it out to center ice. Big play, and he follows it up and flips to the Potsdam line. 2 second, 1 second, and one man is back, and Fauché steps out of the box and gets a piece of it. 5 seconds. 4 as Putnam comes up with the puck, can't control it. 2 seconds, out to center ice. That'll take care of the period. But Potsdam comes up with 3 more to Massena's 1, and the Sandstoners lead at 4-1 as we get ready to go into the third period. And I'll tell you, it was a tough period for Massena. They didn't play all that badly, but they caught some bad breaks.
Yes, Jerry, one little thing that Coach Moore did out there in that last shift, which really shows how he's looking down the road to instill confidence in his young hockey players. Number 20, Chris Cameron, was out there in the dying seconds, killing a penalty with 2 men down in the Massena end. Sends him a message saying, son, I've got a lot of confidence in you. And I think, a great move by Coach Stan Moore. And getting back to your question, a good period by the Sandstoners and picking up 3 goals in that period. But again, the key, I feel, to tonight's performance so far after 2 periods is Kerry Blanchard. He has made some big saves.
To our left, and Blanchard the goal to our right. And off the face-off, the puck bounces back into the Massena zone. After it is Manning. Manning with a puck now. Feeds it ahead for Bigelow, who hits Morris, and Massena breaks. Here comes Jake, doing the shift across the blue line. He winds. His shot knocked down, bounces back to the blue line. Todd Manning whacks at it, knocked down, and back out to center ice. Here comes Chris King. King's headman to Putnam across the blue line, but offsides will be the call, as Sean Putnam just a little bit ahead of the play, and the whistle blows.
Good job by the Stoners that time. You mentioned Sean Putman. Good hustling, back-checking. The Stoners came right out, dumped the puck into the Massena end, and forechecked 2 men. The Raiders, on the other side of the coin, broke out well, and it looked on the far side, and number 5, Sean Putman, was really hustling back to picking up his check, Chris Cameron.
Off the face-off, Tommy Moore, he kind of overskates it. Here comes Potsdam in the zone. Moore looking to tie it up, and the puck goes in underneath. A hand pass, but back to the point it goes, off a stick. Here comes Fauché, ahead to McCracken, goes underneath his stick to Pinto. McCracken steals his pass, long left wing pass, Tommy Moore takes it across, slides it in the corner. Back after it, Kevin Talcott, he and Moore jam for it. Puck bounces free, in the slot, Fauché can't get the shot off, he does, the save made by Kerry Blanchard, big save on Joey Fauché. Now Moore flips it around the boards for Jason LaBarge. LaBarge dumps it to the other point. Here's Blanchard, or I should say Barkley's shot. We have a whistle. What did he call? A holding call. And who's the hold on? I think it's on Potsdam.
Yeah, it is. Sanford Hazen, I think, is going to get the gate. He put the clutch on the Massena player right in front. He's going to call him for holding. He could have called him for tripping, several violations. He worked over the Massena player in front of the Potsdam net. But right off the bat, the young man we've been talking a lot about tonight, Kerry Blanchard, just stoned Joey Fauché, made a great glove save. Joey about 15 feet out in front and unleashed a quick shot, and Kerry Blanchard, again, with that quick glove hand, made a great save.
Off the face-off, puck back to the point. Massena with their first contingent out on the power play. Tommy Post with it. Post flips it in the corner. Jake Morris back to Post. Post winds his shot, knocked down. And Putnam picks up the loose puck. Here comes Putnam. He's dangerous for Potsdam. Takes it across the blue line, goes by Labarge. Here's Putnam. He centers it in front, but Morris is there. Morris, head man to Bigelow. And we got an injured player down in behind the Massena net.
I think that's
Putnam?
Brian Putnam, I believe so. After that fine shift, rush up the ice, he went in behind the Raider net, and Raider defenseman gave him a little nudge, and he's okay. He's up on his feet, slightly winded. He really can turn the Jets on. He's not as fluid as Jake Morris, but he can really skate out there.
So the face-off probably will be just outside Potsdam territory. Massena in the process of breaking out when Putnam went down.
And, you know, and Coach Joe Stark is probably saying what you alluded to before, let's not have any foolish penalties. And that last penalty by Sanford Hazen, I think, would consider that kind of a foolish penalty. He's a forward. He was back inside. I don't know what he was doing back there. But we'll see if the Raiders can capitalize on that mistake by Potsdam.
Face-off just outside Potsdam territory. Off the draw. Puck comes to Labarge. He drops it to Post. Post at his own blue line now. Has a little trouble finding the handle. Goes ahead to Bigelow to Morris. Jake shifts it. Takes it by into the zone. Here comes Morris. In the corner now. Flips it around behind the net for Jeff Bigelow. Bigelow left side of the goalie in the corner. Potsdam territory. Dumps to Morris. Give and go. Bigelow in the slot. Can't get the shot off. And his stick was lifted just enough so he couldn't pull the trigger. Beautiful give and go. Operated perfectly, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Now the puck back out to center ice. Bigelow takes a whack at it, and it comes to Grayling. Grayling loses it to Bigelow. Bigelow across. He's got Cameron. Bigelow trying to center it, knocked down in front. Cameron after it in the corner. Here's Chris with it. Jake Morris, his shot bounces into the corner. Picked up by Bigelow. Bigelow shot deflected high over the net, in behind. Racing for it is Chad Narrow. He's knocked into the boards. Bigelow in there jamming. Now Cameron. Back passes to the blue line. Jason Labarge. Labarge skates it right to center. Here's Labarge looking to move it. Penalty is up. Potsdam gets a man back. It comes to Post. He gets to Labarge. Labarge in the corner to Bigelow. Bigelow has it taken away. Flipped around the boards. Post keeps it in. No, he doesn't. Comes out to center ice. And Post has to circle back. And the Massena power play goes for naught. Now the puck along the boards in front of the Potsdam bench. Still moving around. And it finally squirts free, controlled by the Sandstoners in their own end. That's Chad Narrow, flipping it around the boards, back to the blue line, kept in at the point. Manning, his backhander, comes to Bigelow. Bigelow centers. Fauché, his shot, and that goes off a body, and it's dumped back out down the ice, and that'll be an icing call against Potsdam and move the faceoff back inside Potsdam territory.
Outstanding play by number 21, Chad Narrow. We mentioned before he's not big, but he's had a big game out there tonight to block that shot. And on that last power play by Massena, number 6, Captain Carl Bradley, did an outstanding job. The Raiders had a 2-on-1 situation, and Carl, who's a forward, 5'9", 145, got caught as a position as a defenseman, and he made a great defensive play to break up a 2-on-1 Raider opportunity.
Fauché will face off against Putnam. Off the draw, back to the point. Manning shot knocked down in front. Here's Joey Fauché with it. Turns around. The shot deflected just wide. And the puck comes to Putnam in the corner. Putnam breaks out. Fauché takes him into the boards. Doesn't quite stop him. He dumps it into the Massena zone. Comes in the corner. Now Barkley trying to tie up the Potsdam man. That was very close to a holding. As the puck comes around the boards, Fauché jams for it. In the corner along with McCracken. It squirts free in behind the Massena net. And here comes Joey Fauché breaking it out. Fauché's headman pass intercepted Putnam. Stolen away from him by Tommy Moore. Moore circles. Goes ahead for McCracken. Bounces over his stick and back out to center ice. Manning with it. He whacks it to the Potsdam line. Talcott bounces it ahead. Fauché. Fauché gets jammed. Tommy Moore comes up with it. Flips it in behind the net. And Massena will make a line change as Potsdam breaks it out of there. Joe DePinto. DePinto flipping it ahead to Chris King. King gets railed at the blue line by Tommy Post. The puck in the corner. Jason Labarge flips it around the boards for Eddie Davis. Davis starts out and overskates, but following up is Tommy Post. Here comes Post to center ice. Post lugs it across the blue line. Post with it, looking for somebody to pass to. He gets it free to Whitcup. Whitcup shot knocked down. Trying to get it back again, and Grant flips it out to center ice for the Potsdam Sandstoners. It slides back in the Massena zone. It's still 4-1. Potsdam, Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Here comes Eddie Davis. and offsides called on Davis.
You can see the Sandstoner strategy, which I think is a good one, even though there's 10 minutes left. They're the weak side wing. They're holding them back a little bit, Jerry. They're still forechecking too, but the weak side wing is holding high, 10, 15 feet out by the blue line. And the Potsdam defense, if they can't come out clean, if they don't find that man right off the bat, they're just dumping the puck off the boards, up the middle to clear the zone.
Well, they've got the big lead, and time is definitely on their side.
That's right. The clock is to their advantage, and they're looking back, and every time they look back, they see that number 30, Kerry Blanchard, and what a game he's had tonight for the Stoners.
You bet. Jake Morris's line right back out again for Massena, and it'll be Carl Bradley's line for Potsdam. Off the face-off, puck comes to Manning. He dumps in the Potsdam zone, knocked down, and back out to center ice. In fact, it dumps all the way back into the Massena zone. Tommy Post back for it, in behind his own net. Feeds it ahead to himself off the boards and starts out. Here's Post now, stepping by some traffic. Tommy Post with it. Lugs it down the right sideline, backhands it into Potsdam territory. In the corner, Chris Cameron after it. Gets it to Morris. Here's Morris, has it poke checked away. Dump back out, but not out of the zone, as Post keeps it in. Flips it in the corner, in behind the net. Richie Scott with it. Around the boards it goes for Chad Narrow, and Narrow just dumps it down the ice. That'll be an icing call on Potsdam and move the faceoff back inside Sandstoner territory. Under 10 minutes to play in the third period on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Potsdam leads Massena 4-1.
Potsdam going short shifts, which I think is a smart move, and also they know that the Raider defensemen are diving, and will dive, and they're moving back a little closer to the dot. And that time, Chris Narrow, the puck came around. He had the Massena defenseman right on him, and he just redirected it off the boards. He took the icing, but again, it was a smart move by number 21, Chris Narrow.
Face off right side in Potsdam territory. Faucher's line. Here's Tommy Moore's backhander, knocked down in front. Off a body. Here comes Putnam turning on the Jets. Going in on Barkley. Gets by him. Trying to slide it, but coming back to help out is Labarge. Made a good play. Now Labarge with it. Flips it over to Barkley again. Putnam can skate, can he? Potsdam keeping it in the zone momentarily. Back out to center ice. After it, there's Tommy Moore. Moore just flips it in the Potsdam zone and gets railed for his work. Here's DePinto over on the other side as they try to move it out. To center ice, goes by everybody. Back to the Massena line, slides in the zone. Aaron Barkley with it. Barkley's head man, intercepted by DePinto back into the Massena zone. 9 minutes even remaining in the third period. Potsdam up on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard 4-1. Here comes Massena moving out of the zone again. Headman pass goes by everybody, and DePinto is going to pick up the loose puck in his own end. Flipping it ahead out to center ice. It comes to Safford Hazen. Hazen flips it down along the boards. It comes into the Massena zone. Tommy Post with it. Post across the red line. His shot from center ice goes wide as Massena wants to make a change here. And back the other way comes Grayling. Grayling across the blue line in the zone, in behind the net. And he kind of lost the puck. It comes free to Manning. Has it taken away. Puck sitting in the circle. Here's a chance right in front. But a sliding Massena Red Raider broke it up. Let's see who that was. As the puck goes to the side, that was Tommy Post with a good play. And he starts out with a puck. Headman pass, Freddie Kellison. Kellison feeds Whitcup. Whitcup trying to go back to Kellison, bounces off his stick, and it comes over on the left side into the zone, and Richie Scott with it, out to center ice. Almost halfway through the third period, here's Manning, takes it across. Manning in the slot, gets a shot off wide. The rebound, Davis hits the side of the net. He was just too deep, and the puck out to center ice again. Tommy Post with it. Post to Whitcup. Whitcup circles at the red line. Here's Whitcup just dumping as Massena wants to make a change. Freddie Kellison in the corner after it, flipping it around the boards in the corner, and it comes to Chad Narrow. Narrow stick handles by some diving Raiders, starts it down the right wing side. Here's Narrow across the blue line, gets a shot off, hit the goalpost. And the puck moves back to Massena's. Jake Morris goes by his stick. We have a whistle, and another Potsdam Sandstoner is down on the ice, and that is Chad Narrow.
I think Chad's just, he did get, after making that nice shift, he came down and put a couple of moves on the Raider defenseman and fired wrist shot that Radloff had Javier Goretti beaten and rattled off the goalpost. I think he's just a little tired. The Raider defenseman knocked him down, but that's just a little exhaustion there. I'll tell you, talking about hits, Kevin Talcott has dished out two of the hardest checks we've seen in a long time, and the recipient of both of them is Tommy Moore.
Off the face-off, the puck comes to Jason Labarge. He just dumps it. Potsdam territory. Cameron after it there in the corner. Talcott bodies him into the boards. Puck comes free to Bigelow. Here's Bigelow. He gets railed, and the puck squirts free again. Bigelow goes after it. Now it's DePinto with it. DePinto and Bigelow just hauls him down, and that'll be a penalty on Jeff Bigelow as he got the clothesline on DePinto, and Bigelow will go to the penalty box.
Now that's a frustration move on the captain. He was taken to the corner, and he's a little frustrated. He came back and put the clutch on number 4, Joe DePinto, and Joe, to his credit, he did restrain himself with help from his teammate, because he's usually a pretty volatile individual, and in a lot of situations last year would have retaliated. But a little bit of frustration showing through there by Captain Jeff Bigelow. He put the clutch on him and just spun Joe DePinto right around, and the official right on the play, Butch Martin, made the call.
So the face-off will come outside Potsdam territory. Sandstoners will go on the power play, and Safford Hazen will take the face-off. Comes to Manning. Manning out there with Fauché, McCracken, and Post. And the shot right on from center ice, the save made by Kerry Blanchard. Potsdam starts to break it out now as they move it around. McCracken in there to steal the puck, though. He's jammed into the boards by Bradley, and the puck squirts out to center ice, and it's picked up there. Now Fauché gets a piece of it to break up the pass play by Chad Narrow. Now to Grayling. He just dumps it in the Massena zone, and it's Tommy Post with it. Along the boards to McCracken. Here's McCracken looking for Fauché too far, and it's dumped right back by Bradley in the Massena zone. 50 seconds left in the power play. Here's Tommy Post, can't get it out of the zone. Kept in. Here's Narrow. Narrow at the 45, back to the point. Bradley, he winds his shot. And I don't know if it went off a defenseman or off Javier Goretti, but it went in the corner. Now the puck in behind the net again. Controlled by the Potsdam Sandstoners. Chad Narrow looks to wrap it around. Goes in behind the net again. Here's Narrow, centering pass, goes all the way back to the point. Kept in nicely. The shot taken by Grayling into the corner. And Big Manning is up there to flip it, but not out as Grayling keeps it. Into the slot, bouncing free and out to center ice. About 14 seconds left in the power play as the puck dumped back inside Massena territory. 5.5 in the period on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. The Sandstoners lead Massena 4-1. Puck back in Potsdam territory. Back out, no, not quite out to center ice, but now it is out to center ice by Carl Bradley. Headman pass, Narrow takes it across the blue line, trying to center it. Fauché is there to dump it to an open wing, and Joe DePinto chases it down in his own end. DePinto with a puck for the Sandstoners, moving it ahead. Here's Putnam. Putnam loses the puck. Picked up by Kellison to Moore. Moore dumps it in the corner, and Kellison got railed in front of the net. The puck around the boards. Whitcup trying to come up with it. Whitcup stays in there with Talcott. There's a mismatch in size if I ever saw one. Finally, Putnam comes in and takes the puck and starts out. He gets railed in front by Eddie Davis, and the backhander goes out to center ice. It comes to Kellison. Kellison turns it back the other way, drops it to Labarge at his own blue line for Massena. Jason starts it up on the left wing side, has it poked away, back into the Massena blue line. 4.5 remaining in the third period. Back after it is Aaron Barkley. Barkley starts out for the Red Raiders. Barkley just flips it into the zone. Comes to the side of the net. Blanchard steers it in behind. Kellison takes it back to the point. Here's Barkley's drive through traffic. The save made by Blanchard.
Again, one of those nights, Jerry, coming through traffic on the other side of the coin. It's gone through traffic and deflected. That one went through traffic and didn't deflect. And Kerry Blanchard, Johnny on the spot. And that's just the way. Some nights you get the bounces and some nights you don't. But young Mr. Blanchard standing tall in the Potsdam goal, and the Sandstoners playing with a lot of confidence. They look up at the clock, 4:11 left in the third period, and the The score, Potsdam 4, Massena 1.
Face off right side, off the draw, back to the point. Here's Manning's shot, knocked down, goes in the corner. Bigelow with it. Centering pass right in the slot. They jam at it, and it's still free. They still jam at it, and it's in behind the net. Cameron with it, trying to center it. Bigelow can't find the handle in the slot, and Potsdam breaks it out to center ice. Here comes Putnam. That's a little Putnam. Gets by the defense. Putnam short side. Shot saved. Rebound. Comes in behind the net. Back out to the point. And the defenseman falls down. Here comes Jeff Bigelow. The shift. The shot is wide. Puck in the corner. Bigelow after it. Can't control it. Jake Morris goes after it. Jams for it. The puck to the blue line. And out to center ice. Here comes Potsdam again. Breaking back the other way. It's Chad Narrow. Narrow just lugs the puck and dumps it to the open wing. We're down to 3.5 left. And it's 4-1 Potsdam on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Here comes Manning across the blue line. Steps it in the zone, looking to pass it. It's intercepted, and Chad Narrow starts back the other way. His pass intercepted by Bigelow. Bigelow head man for Fauché, and it's dumped back in the Massena zone. Here comes Brian Putnam. Centering pass knocked down. Tommy Moore with it. Moore drops it back. Jason Labarge. Labarge looking for somebody to pass it to, goes to Fauché, and Fauché takes it to center ice. Here's Fauché, ahead to Moore. Moore dumps it in the zone. Massena's offside. They get back out, but Potsdam controls it. Out to center ice. The bouncing pass picked up by Tommy Moore. Moore flips it in the zone, in behind Potsdam net, Blanchard. But right there's McCracken looking to center it. Blanchard gets a stick on it. Back to the point it comes. Labarge with it. Labarge steps by or tries to a check, but it's taken away by Blanchard out to center ice. Here's Fauché again turning it back. Fauché takes it across. His drive goes off a leg in the corner. Tommy Moore after it. Moore drop pass to the point is intercepted and dumped down the ice off the stick of Safford Hazen. And we're down to about just over 2 minutes to go. And Massena is looking like they're going down to their first defeat in their first league game of the season. Here's Jason Labarge. Steps by a check, steps by another check, and flips it in the zone. In behind the net now. Puck controlled by the Sandstoners. And they just move it out to center ice. Puck comes to Tommy Post, dumps it right back in the Potsdam zone. And it's picked up there. In behind Carl Bradley. The puck bouncing in the corner. We're down 1.5 minutes left to play. Back to the point. Manning with it to Whitcup. Whitcup steps by a check, but he's taken out of the play. And the puck comes free in the corner along the blue line. They jam at it. Another hard check thrown by Whitcup on Chad Narrow. And a little pushing and shoving. And finally the puck dumped out to center ice. Now it comes to Freddie Kellison. Kellison dumps it back to Tommy Post. Post just flips it in the zone. Just about 1 minute to play. And the Potsdam Sandstoners here are going to defeat the Massena Red Raiders. Across the blue line it comes in the zone. Manning with it for Massena. Headman to Eddie Davis. Davis trying to flip it ahead to Whitcup, breaking out. It bounces off a leg. And Talcott dumps it back into the Massena zone. Post with it. In behind the net. Starts out. Here comes Post. Long headman pass to Cameron, but he's going to be offside. He still took the shot, and Blanchard made that save.
Yes, he did. Nice pass by Tommy Post. Chris Cameron busting from his left side, split the defense, and Tommy Post found him in behind the defense, but he was offside by half a stride. 39 seconds left to go in the game, and the Sandstoners are going to walk away with this one. A deserved victory, Jerry. They played really fine hockey out there tonight, and Kerry Blanchard, the young goaltender, was outstanding.
He sure was. Here's Putnam stepping across the blue line, making the shift on Barkley to backhander. Guritti makes the save. Puck goes in behind the net. Blanchard, or I should say Putnam still after it, poking at its side of the net. Finally, it squirts 3 to Jake Morris with 25 seconds left. Morris trying to move it out of the zone. He does. Lost sight of it. Puck squirts free to Cameron. Ahead to Morris. Here comes Jake trying to center. Bigelow can't get the shot off, and the puck bounces around the boards. Potsdam's going to break it out with 10 seconds left. Ahead to Putnam, goes by him, and Massena controls, but with 5 seconds left, that's going to be about all she wrote. And Potsdam wins this one 4-1.
And the Stoners come off that bench and mob their goaltender, Kerry Blanchard, and Coach Joe Stark is right out there with them. And they realize the important role that he had in this victory tonight, but the whole team played well. It was a well-disciplined game by the Stoners. They took advantage of the opportunities that were presented them, and as the game progressed, and every time that Kerry Blanchard made it a big save, you could just see how he lifted his club and gave them added impetus. Big win for the Sandstoners. First league game for both Potsdam and Massena, and a bit of a surprise, you and I will both have to confess, but a well-deserved win for the Sandstoners here tonight.
No question about it. Potsdam played very, very well, and you're right, it was a bit of a surprise as far as I'm concerned. I was quite surprised at how well Potsdam played, and they certainly deserved the win. They got a great game from Kerry Blanchard, and they held their composure, and they defeat Massena 4-1. So the Raiders dropped to 1-1 on the year. Potsdam goes up to 2-1, but in the all-important Division I standings, Potsdam goes to 1-0. Massena goes to 0-1. But a big victory for the Potsdam Sandstoners, and anytime the team beats Massena in Massena, it's a big win.
Yes, and it was, they played well. They played sound hockey, took advantage of the opportunities. The only part of their game that probably the coaching staff will want to revamp is when on two occasions they had a two-man advantage, and they didn't look very proficient on that, Jerry. Other than that, they didn't break down. They were strong in their own end when they were under pressure. Initially right off the bat, the Raiders forechecked extremely well, but they didn't break down. They dumped the puck on occasion when they had to, but it all goes back to the goaltending. You've got to, in any level of hockey, you've got to have that good, strong goaltending if you're going to be a contender, and the Sandstoners really had it tonight. Kerry Blanchard, if we were going to pick a star, at least if I was going to pick a star, I don't know if you concur or not, but he would be the number one star.
Oh, no question. No question. So again, the final score, it was the Potsdam Sandstoners defeating the Massena Red Raiders 4-1.